before we start, I want to pass the activity that I So before I start, I'm going to overview muna tayo. Ang na-assign na topic sa amin is quantitative item analysis. So quantitative item analysis has three components, right? Can you give me the three components of quantitative item analysis? Miss Cory, the three components. So yes, that's the three components of quantitative item analysis: the difficulty index, the discriminator index, and the distractor analysis. So, ano nga ulit ang quantitative item analysis? As quantitative item analysis, the method used by teachers and test makers to evaluate the quality of tests. So the quantitative item analysis, ginagamit ito siya to test if the test items is fair, valid, or effective siya gamitin. So, ito yung key components niya. I'm going to explain about the difficulty index. So, before that, diba may pinagawa ko sa inyong activity? So, yes. Mr. Simon, please answer. Anong answer mo dyan?
What planet is known as the red planet? A. Earth, B. Mars, C. Jupiter, D. Venus. Red planet is Mars.
Tapos, sa tatlo.
At the a toy car travels 6 meters in 3 seconds. What is distance over time? Then 6 meters divided creates 2 meters per second. Which of the following best explains why ice floats on water even though both are made of H2O? If ice is heavier than liquid water, ice has more molecules than liquid water, ice is less dense than liquid water, ice is hotter than water. Oh my God!
Wait lang. So, I'm going to ask you kung saan ba dyan sa questions na yan yung pinakamadali, yung moderate, and yung hard?
Ang moderate, ay ang easy, moderate, difficult. Ang easy para sa akin yung known as the red planet because it's quite like remembering. Ang naman, ang number 2, parang remembering din siya, pero maybe so, application. So moderate siya. Analyzing. Sa question C.
Question C is remembering.
So, do you think that all students will feel the same way? But ang sabi mo nga, the question A that is the easy and the question B is moderate and question C difficult.
For me, I think it's not. Pero naman because student has, given the fact that student has different learning they're diverse. So, to answer your question,
Wait. So, I want to ask you, bakit ba kailangan ng teachers na malaman question difficult or moderate siya?
Aside from it helps them to categorize the complexity of the test items. It also helps them to give like quantitative data about or qualitative data about the students, ano kung nasaan na sila, kung ano kung mga nalaman na nila, at anong mga malalaman. Para pwede.
So, thank you, Mr. Simon. Ito nga pala yung objectives ko. So, by the end of this discussion, please read all
Compute the difficulty index of test items using the correct formula. Interpret the computed difficulty index for classified test items as very easy, moderate, difficult, or very difficult.
So, meron pa akong question dito. Have you ever encountered some test question that seems so easy while others feels almost impossible? And how do the teachers actually measure that? Number 32.
I have encountered some tests that is easy while others are impossible. Like, for example, the test assessment or test question is is full of situational. So, mag-think ako carefully kung saan ang answer doon. And then sa other subject is just like, ang mga question case, naalang sa level of memorization siya. So, sino siya na
So, how teachers actually, so paano ba siya i-measure? Kung nanood ka ng video presentation.
pwede mo
by solving it with the number of students and then measuring the percentage of how maybe you get correct.
So, sino this is the formula for solving difficult text. Please remember that by solving the difficulty index, we need to find the total students who answered the items correctly over the total number of students. Tapos, masusukat siya ng teachers kung acceptable ba ang question if it is in the index range level of difficulty na sa moderate level siya. Diba? Kasi kapag sa moderate level siya, hindi masyadong mahirap yung question, hindi rin ganun kadali. But it requires critical thinking skills, diba? Para masagutan natin yung question na yun. So, it is an ideal or acceptable question if it is in the moderate. Next is, we have a factors. Masasabi natin siya na ang test item is easy kapag it requires ng direct recall. Kagaya nitong example na ito, di ba? What is the chemical symbol for water? So the answer is H2O because it requires only the direct recall Which of the following best explains why metals conduct electricity? Miss Johanna, ay Norjana, Miss, paano natin siya masabi ng water friction?
So, baka din siya na-recall. So, hindi siya masyadong mabilang. But you still need understanding. Kasi, it's clear. It's clear. But, it requires critical thinking to understand how metals conduct electricity, but it is not too difficult naman kasi na-explain din naman yan sa structures.
Thank you, Miss Norman. Next is the factors that make a test item difficult. So, it's not difficult if it uses ambiguous wording, too much information, misalignment, cognitive overload, unfamiliar context, and poor structure and quality. This is the example of difficult item. In the context of quantum mechanics and molecular or orbital theory, which of the following best describes the localization of the electron in aromatic compounds? So, masasabi natin siyang difficult kasi nag-use siya ng ambiguous wordings, diba? Mahirap siyang i-explain. Pwede ba akong makarinig kay Miss Laika kung anong masasabi ng difficult sa difficult ang mga items kay mga items na nakalagay na sa questions. And medyo pag low level lang yung understanding ng student is hindi naman get on the thank you, Miss Laika.
Can I just make a comment here? Ano sa tingin niyo yung thinking level na tina-target niya? Ang sagot ba niyan ay hindi niyo pwedeng ma-recall from lesson? Kailangan niyo bang meron kayong i-process dyan na information para masagot siya?
Best describes naman.
It's actually direct recall. It's just remember. Remember question. And pag titignan ninyo siya, justified ba ang mga jargons? I mean, dapat ba natutunan ninyo yung ibig sabihin ng orbital, inner chains, overlapping? Dapat ba natutunan nyo yan sa klase? Or masyadong mahirap yung words? Kasi hindi siya part ng tinuro. Okay, you're probably not just familiar with the jargons, but you are expected to know the meaning of those. Okay, so ang difficulty level na lang dyan ay kung na-learn niyo siya o hindi talaga. Pero halimbawa lang, it's a simple math problem and then you use words that hindi naman siya part ng lesson na word, pero mahirap siya na word. Okay? So, dun na tayo magkaka-problem sa difficulty. Pero sa tingin ko ito, it is justified. The words used, justified na dapat na tutunan niyo talaga yung mga words na yan dyan sa anong subject dapat ito? Physics. Physics ito. Quantum mechanics. Aromatic compounds? Good.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. Okay, na yun, hindi ko ma-identify kung ano. Did you learn sa chemistry ninyo?
Mag-mix
In this activity, I want Mr. Yongno to share his answers and why he come up with it. So, paano nga natin ulit i-solve ang p-value?
Okay. So, to answer the p-value, we need to also to gather those students who got the correct answer. And also to know the total population of the students. So you need to divide it to get the p-value. Also, the interpretation is i-identify mo na siya, moderate lang ba ang question na if the number one item is almost the number of the class got the correct answer, so ma-identify mo siya na easy lang siya ang question. But if most of the students got the wrong answer on that item, so it means your interpretation is that it may be that item is difficult or hard for them.
So, dito sa item, for example, correct responses is 18 divided total students is 20. Ang magiging answer is 0.9, which is interpreted as very easy. So, the teachers will revise the questions to para yung medyo mahirapan or ma-challenge yung students to think critically. So, next is 10 divided by 20 is 0.5, which is interpreted as moderate. So, yung question na yun ay i-retain ng teacher kasi parang medyo mahirapan sila, medyo tama lang yung students na makasagot. So, next is 6 divide 20 is 0.3, which is interpreted as very difficult. So, sa difficult, ang gagawin natin is i-revise natin yung questions para maging pasok siya or magiging acceptable siya na gamitin sa test. So, to conclude, the difficulty index shows how easy or hard a test item is. So, a good item has a difficulty index of between 0.40 to 0.60. It helps improve test quality by identifying which item to take, to revise, and to retake.
Okay, why is it? Sige. Bakit hindi tayo automatic mag-revise ng difficult test items? Kasi sabi kanina yung difficult na test item, revise. Why is that? Ano ba? The most proper action of the teacher sometimes. Ano ba yung ibang possible factors why test items are difficult?
Baka hindi
Kahit hindi na ituro. Bago ka mag-revise ng item mo,
Yeah,
mag-reflect ka muna. Diba? Nag-ituro mo pa o hindi? Baka nag-assume ka lang na ituro mo. Katulad na lang, diba, na halimbawa lang, simple lang yung discussion. Tapos pagdating sa test, masyadong complicated yung test. So, the complexity level na ituro mo ba? Baka kaya yung difficult dahil yung complexity level ay hindi mo na ituro sa mga estudyante mo. Ganun din kapag easy. Bago ka mag-revise, tingnan mo muna. Ano yung ibang factor kung bakit easy ang test item? Ano yung ibang, maliban sa dahil may clue, yung ibang distractor ay obviously wrong. Ganun naman yung mga explanations, diba? Bakit easy ito? Kasi masyadong obvious ang sagot. May clue, kaya easy. So, i-revise mo talaga yun ngayon. Okay, pero not all the time, yun ang result. Ano yung possible reason bakit easy ang test item? Diba? Kasi kanina nabanggit na optimal or ideal difficulty level is 0.4 to 0.6. Actually, it's for non-reference interpretation only. Yun ang ideal na difficulty level. Pero pagdating sa criterion reference interpretation, which should be applied in the classroom setting, tandaan natin nga ang criterion, di ba? Mastery. So, kung easy ito, kung easy tapos well-constructed, does it reflect mastery? Yes or no? Kapag well-constructed ang item, tas easy sa student, does it reflect na master nila yung lesson? Yes. Exactly. So, dapat happy ang teacher kapag easy ang item na walang problema. Ibig sabihin na master ng students yung lesson actually. So, when it comes to criterion reference, I'm not very sure kung nasa video ha, yung kapag 4 option na selected response, ang kanyang optimal difficulty level is actually 0.74 or 76. Anong interpretation yan when it comes to difficulty level? Ang 0.74? Anong item difficulty? Easy. So, yun ang ideal. Easy ang items. Kapag binary naman, nasa 0.84. Kung ang 0.84, very easy. Yung ideal sa binary, actually. Alright? Pero kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin class norm reference interpretation, ang tinitingnan kasi natin dito, the test should, hindi ko na-explain kasi explain yan ng next na teacher natin. Ano ba ang si Ma'am next teacher natin ang mag-explain. No? Sige, bago tayo pumunta sa ating next teacher, let's just have some, I have this question. Pinakitaan tayo ng sample ng US galing sa DepEd. Nung diniscuss nila, tama ba? Alright, dun sa sample POS ng DepEd, yung cognitive level na ay nakakategorize. Ang remember, understand, categorize as easy items. Apply, analyze naman, average items. Tapos difficult naman ang evaluate and grade. Yun bang easy, average, difficult na yun, nire-reflect ba niyan yung item difficulty according to item analysis? Does it reflect this? Are we saying that remember items have easy, difficult indices. Apply items have average difficulty index. Ganun ba? Can our teacher answer that?
As what you have said earlier, kung ang criterion is, di ba, is the mastery. So, hindi ko siguro
Remember, remember, understand, items na easy dun sa US ng DepEd. Same ba yung, ibig mo sabihin, ang kanilang difficulty index ay nasa 0.6 to 1, yung mga items na yun. Yes or no? Rasta?
No, ma'am. Kasi, di ba yung POS is ginagawa before yung exam. Tapos yung quantitative item analysis is after. So, hindi ma-reflect dun sa POS yun. Baka yung ibang items na nagawa mo pwede pala siya dun sa ibang level.
Okay, that's a good observation. Ano sa tingin mo ngayon yung basihan ng categorization nila na easy, average, difficult? Kung sa DepEd ha? Oo, yung DepEd ng Philippines. Ang sabi kasi ni Rosda, hindi daw, good observation yung sabi ni Rosda, kasi ang US, before siya. So, ibig sabihin, meron ng categorization na easy, average, difficult before you even have the data. Okay? Pero itong item analysis difficulty index na pinag-usapan natin, we can only establish this after our students have taken the test already. So, malamang magkaiba. Okay, so ngayon ang next na question ko, ano sa tingin ninyo yung basihan ng easy, average, difficult na categorization ng DepEd kung sa US nila?
Sa alignment sa objective. Right? Yung objective, di ba, naka-base dun sa Bloom's taxonomy.
Okay, so complexity level. Alright, sige, thank you. They are expecting, like DepEd is saying, na yung easy, less complex na questions or assessment, yung namang evaluate at create more complex. Alright? Hindi sa easy ba o difficult ito sa student. Okay, kanina si Ma'am Roxanne, tinanong niya kayo, si Ken ang nagsagot kanina, which do you find easiest, which do you find most difficult? Yang tanong ba na yan ay tanong pang-quali or ay pang-quanti o pang-quali? Quali. Okay, it's perceived difficulty, really difficulty based on the actual data. Okay, at least clear sa inyo, no? Yung kaninang pre-activity, qualitative item analysis yun. Like student review yun. Okay, itong pinag-usapan natin, quantitative siya. Okay. Alright, so I think we're good. Gusto nyo ng break class?
Yes.
May dalawa tayo.